What is going on, everybody? My name is Ryan. This is OMCT, which is ONEIRO Mod Creation Tool. I made a video on this a couple months ago. This is just kind of a continuation of it. This is just me showing off some new stuff. So as a recap, this was a program to help you create patterns or chunks that ONEIRO can read, and then they can throw into a whole procedural generated labyrinth, right? So then you'll be going through a labyrinth, seemingly completely random generated, and then you'll come across like a man-made pattern, and this helps you make them. So that's a quick rundown. Last video I talked about the potential for a Steam workshop, and I think as it stands right now, I don't think the payoff would be well enough, and there's a lot of time I would need to devote to it to actually understand how it works. So because of that, the Steam Workshop is definitely going to be a future update if it ever comes. Definitely not in the first version. Now, I do actually have cool things to show, so first things first, I have been making this random pattern, so I'm just going to click reset real quick. Oh, that didn't work. Alright, well, okay, I'll fix that. Alright, so ignoring that, there were a couple of people asking about certain features, right? They were asking if we could choose, if I could let you guys choose like the exact enemies or the exact weapons, the exact items or anything. They were asking about ladders, and I was trying to, I've added both of those, so I'm gonna show you that real quick. So if we have a pattern here, right, and we let's say we go down to extras, we choose a weapon, right, and whenever you add a weapon, right, if I go over here and I add an enemy, and I go over here and I add a treasure, if a piece has a weapon, enemy, or a treasure on it, they all end up getting this little drop down. So that is the, if I click this shows every single item in the game, right? And ideally, you'd be able to choose one of these, you know, and then that would change the prefix from the treasure underscore to the item ID underscore, right? So basically, that's the way that ONEIRO will know, hey, this piece has 42 treasure underscore, meaning that treasure is going to have Monk's Ore, you know? If you change that, 26. This isn't in order because, you know, the first item I added was Blessed Ardor, I think. Yeah, so that would be item ID 0. Clearly not in order, but I made it alphabetical for you guys. And same thing with the enemies. This is, you know, I kind of categorized them. All the slimes are at the top. There's the Wisp, there's an Arachnid. They're kind of in order of where you find them with the mini-bosses at the bottom. And same thing with the weapons. These are ordered by the tiers of them, so... Oh, no, sorry, actually they're ordered by the actual type of it. So all the swords are up here, I guess. Okay. And, so, same thing with this, it just changed the prefix, and that's pretty much all there is to it. But that allows for so much. And it works with symmetry also. So like how I chose Blessed Ardor over here, and it's a 0 treasure. On the left side, since I had Symmetrize active, it put it on the left side also. So, what was the other thing? Ladder, right? So, this is funky, right? I'm going to turn the symmetry off just for a second. The ladder tool, as soon as you select it, you end up seeing 3 visual indicators. You can use Q and E to increase or decrease the height. So if we want a ladder that goes up, you know, 3 pieces, you can see that WD and S are highlighted, so I can click D and it'll make a whole, let me show you this, it'll make all of these, and they don't have any land or ceiling or anything. Actually, let me show you that. So the ceilings are toggled and it's still see-through. I'm going to put like a visual for a ladder right here, and you can actually see it's kind of cool because I'm going to need to redo how ladders work a little bit in ONEIRO for this to work. But the very top piece here, this one that is selected, that doesn't have land to it, this is actually the piece that you put the ladder on. If you're going up, the piece always has to be like the top part of it. The highest part of the ladder has to have the LPX in this case. So LPX underscore ladder positive X. So if we end up doing this, now this piece over here has LPZ. So ladder positive Z, meaning it goes like towards, it goes forwards, you know? So, in addition to all this, you can also go down. So I can Q, and then if we go left, oh, that breaks, okay, awesome. I'm gonna cut that out, hold on. Okay, well, I'm going to show you it over on this side, because it doesn't work on the left side for some reason. So, that's probably a symmetry issue. But if we go down, and I hit D there, then what this ends up doing is it actually applies the detail to the piece that we selected. So now this has L in X, and it's L in X, even though I clicked D, so it would be positive X, right? But since it's going down, the ladder needs to be on the side that the player is coming from, right? So it's kind of strange, because if I'm making a pattern that goes this way, right, and I want the player to go down and keep going that way, in my mind, hitting to the right makes sense. So then it has to make that opposite. And it does the same thing for, you know, W and S. If I, let's see if it breaks again. If I do that, then now this is the side that doesn't have a piece. Or it doesn't have a wall. This is where the ladder's going to come from. This is L and Z, meaning that the ladder is on negative Z, meaning that it's towards the camera here, like where S is going right here. So, but then also at the bottom of any ladders, if it's going down, that means that they just kind of drop into an empty spot. So then you're free to do anything you want down here. And if they ever go up, they always create a what I call lead-off piece. So how this is the piece that you pretty much generate with the ladder tool. If you're going up, you pretty much make the piece all the way up, and then it kind of creates another piece off to the side, and that's a lead-off piece. Just like how this made a lead-off piece up here. And this is the piece that the ladder actually goes to. So, what was next? The auto wall option. That was something else. So, in here, we can hide walls. So this is where all the walls are. This is every wall, meaning that none of these have walls, and that's kind of annoying. I mean, you can, if you want to, you can kind of click them and just kind of keep doing that, you know. But that's no fun, and this is supposed to be good for the community. So, if you click the auto wall option, this is attempts to enclose the entire pattern. Pieces without anything in a certain direction will be walled off. So, pressing that, it works. You know, it worked perfectly before. I don't know why everything's breaking as soon as I'm recording, but the idea is there, and I have a video of it working perfectly fine, which is weird. Oh, you know what? I get it. I know why. Because I put a negative Z ladder here, so this ladder is here, so there really actually isn't anything here. So it tried to wall that off, and then it didn't. There's no like error prevention. Like this is a wall that leads into a ladder that is facing down here, if that makes any sense. But but the idea is there. So that's the idea of that. And let me see. There is also, I made a change to this. You can hold shift to preserve the details. So like if we took away the walls here, just to get a little bit of a better angle here. So right here, if we have the creation tool, I can hold shift and I can click D, and it carries whatever the details were of it. So like if I put walls there, it just copies that. So that's kind of cool. And then the last thing that I wanted to show off in here, in this quick video here, is the save options button, which you might have noticed, it's kind of hidden over here. But once you click that, it kind of tabs out. There's a second save options here just so that you don't have to move your mouse if you click it. And this is where it's going to allow what layers, right? So if I want this pattern to only appear in layer 2, I could click that. And then in here, this would be a special pattern by default, meaning that it's just like a small chunk, right? It's a small chunk of a labyrinth kind of way out, not the center. There's one called the center pattern, and this is always what a labyrinth starts as. This is the very dead center of the labyrinth. And typically, I can kind of show you this. The center patterns, for example, there's a center pattern in ONEIRO that looks just like this. They have openings out here, and this means that this will always be static, and then anything out in this direction, out in that direction, out in this direction, and out in that direction, that will all be randomly generated. So, center patterns will always have opening arrows, and they will essentially be like the skeleton. They will be like the default skeleton of a labyrinth from the center. And I think with all of that, I added that. You can put lights if you want to. You can put lights if you want to. I don't know how loud that was. And this will essentially just force a torch onto one of these walls. And I think that was really it for it. So that was the idea of everything. And I don't think I really have anything else to show. So I'm going to end this video here. Hopefully next video I show will be completed. It'll fix all the bugs that I found there. And hopefully you guys enjoy this. And I hope you guys look forward to it. See you guys.